Jaguar Wright just put a list of names on the table, and she's claiming those people are the reason Gena Tew is living with HIV right now.
Seems to have been something that a lot of people knew about, but people were simply too scared to talk about.
Everyone knows. And every person that's sitting there trying to act surprised knows very well. Everyone knows what's going on, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on before Diddy.
This isn't one accusation, it's a full roster, and it connects directly to leaked audio between Diddy and a major rapper, plus private video footage tied to DJ Diplo. A lot of people in that world already knew. They just weren't talking. As Jaguar put it, everyone knows, and every person that's sitting there trying to act surprised knows very well. Everyone knows what's going on, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on before Diddy. The moment those comments went public, internet sleuths were already connecting Gena Tew, Diddy's freak-off parties, and the biggest names in the industry.
By the time you finish this video, you'll have seen the police reports, the leaked audio, and the video receipts that took online whispers straight to federal prosecutors.
This one moves fast, so stay with it. Before any names get dropped, you need to know who Gena Tew actually is and why her silence carried so much weight for so long.
So y'all know I've come to terms that I don't know who gave me AIDS or HIV, right? So today, I got a message about an interview that I should watch. And this interview happened to include a celebrity man this man has been with me and everybody else doing the same thing with everybody else. And
Gena is a model from Brooklyn who went public with her HIV diagnosis, but for years she refused to say who infected her. In one interview, she almost laughed it off, asking who gave it to her. A ghost. That one line tells you everything about how deliberately she was dodging the question. She had already filed police reports about sexual assault. She just never said a name out loud. That silence left a gap, and that gap is exactly what pushed people online to start digging on their own. They went back through her old posts, her old connections, and every event she attended during her most active years in Hollywood.
Piece by piece, that digging built a paper trail, and that paper trail leads straight to the first hard piece of proof in this case.
Nothing here started in a courtroom. It started with regular people online refusing to let Gena's story just disappear without an answer. That's the part of this story that's easy to miss, and it's also the part that makes it impossible to ignore. Gena broke her silence in March of 2022. Doctors had told her she'd been living with untreated HIV for 8 to 10 years. In her own words, "You all know I've come to terms that I don't know who gave me AIDS or HIV, right? So today I got a message about an interview that I should watch. And this interview happened to include a celebrity man that I was sexually with for a few years."
I don't think about this stuff for that reason because I don't want to I can't do anything about it. I have it now. I'm half blind from it. I'm dealing with it. But if you did this to me and you've been fronting to me about, it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. I don't know what to do, but I'm not gonna say too much. I'm just gonna let it go.
"And I actually had feelings for this person," she said. "Not just some hookup she's trying to forget. Real feelings. And now she's sitting there being told about STDs, about other women, about this man moving through people's lives, leaving damage behind him and just walking away clean. She doesn't know for certain if he's the one who infected her. That's the part that tears you apart. You can't prove it. You can't confront it. You just have to sit with the possibility. And it eats at you every single morning you wake up."
She's partially blind from the virus now. Half her vision gone. And she's watching this man living his best life, unbothered, while she carries it every day.
"I can't do anything about it," she said. "I have it now." Those words didn't come out angry. They came out tired. Based on what she shared, the timeline points to somewhere between 2012 and 2014, the same stretch of years when she was fully immersed in the Hollywood party world, bouncing between New York and Los Angeles. That's not a coincidence. That's a window. And then things shifted. Because of that episode, more women started coming forward. One of them had been on the host's mind since the last recording, someone he almost brought up but held back. Her name was Gena. Gena's story hit differently. The man had actually sent her video to another person, and when that came to light, it caused its own wave of trauma. Gena had already filed police reports. She had documentation, but she still wasn't ready to say his name out loud in public. That changed when a TikToker named Shelly August decided to step forward on her own. Shelly says Diplo sent her a private video of himself with Gena, and there was no protection used in anything she watched. Here's why that detail hits different. Shelly had also been intimate with Diplo herself. So the second Gena went public with her diagnosis, Shelly immediately went to get tested.
How many dudes is running around undetectable, G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
I have proof that he has not only lied during the arbitration under oath, but also within my lawsuit as well. He lied about having herpes, which, by the way, he posted his STD results on his story on Instagram to try to clear that he doesn't have HIV. He's trying to deny that he has HIV, but he messed up and forgot to take that off. He confirmed that he has herpes. He confirmed it, then turned around and swore under penalty of perjury that he had never been diagnosed with herpes, never had it, doesn't have it. Those were his words, on the record, in her lawsuit. He also swore he had never shared her images or videos with anyone. Guess what? Since this has all come out, 2 girls have sent me proof that he has distributed my pictures and videos to them. And with the things that you've received too, it's just at this point a pattern. 2 women, with receipts, coming forward after the oath was already signed.
This is the moment Gena's story stopped being one woman's experience and became something much larger. It wasn't just about one diagnosis anymore.
It was about a pattern moving quietly through an entire social circle, one person at a time. And every thread kept looping back to the same man throwing the parties. Gena admitted that when all of this started, she was homeless, no stable place to sleep, and she was still walking through the doors of some of the biggest celebrity gatherings in New York City. Think about what that actually means. So when I was 18, I moved to LA, and I was homeless for a good period. I was staying with stranger dangers for a little while. I was cleaning up for them, taking care of their pets. I remember I stayed with someone who had like 4 dogs and a parrot. That was cool though, because I liked that. But the parrot kept saying off the wall stuff like suicide and stuff, and I'm like, why does this bird know these words? Anyway, so I ended up staying in a homeless shelter after a while, and I ended up getting a job and being able to pay for a room, of course, because you know New York prices. She went from a homeless shelter to the center of hip-hop's social world. And that path is exactly what made her so exposed to everything that came next. She wasn't making excuses. She was making a confession, and it cost her something real to say it out loud.
1, 2, 3. Those legs, come on, push, 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 push. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Push through those legs. Come on, do it, push those legs.
During those years on the streets, before she ever had a stable room, Gena was targeted more than once. She said it plainly. 3 separate times, people took advantage of her knowing she had nothing and nowhere to go. Some of those encounters involved being drugged. She doesn't know the names, doesn't know where those people are now, and she's been upfront about that every time someone pushes for more. But here's where the story shifts from personal to federal. Unsealed court documents identify 4 cities as the main hubs for Diddy's alleged network of so-called freak-off parties: New York, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Miami. Now take Gena's own timeline and lay it right next to that. She was homeless in New York and contracted HIV somewhere between 2012 and 2014. Those are the exact years federal prosecutors say Diddy was running that operation in that very city. That's not a loose coincidence. That's the kind of overlap that moves something from rumor to pattern.
And according to Jaguar Wright, women weren't the only ones being pulled into this world.
She claims the same setup was used to bring in young male artists too. That claim points directly to the next name on this list, and it's worth pausing before we get there. What started as one woman's medical timeline just connected to a federal case spanning 4 cities. Every name from this point forward ties back to that same pipeline. The first male name Jaguar raises is Busta Rhymes. This one doesn't come from speculation. It comes from a former bodyguard who said he was close enough to the situation to watch it happen. His words were direct. He said it was common knowledge in promoter circles. The instruction before certain events was to bring what they called, in his words, fun boys, into the section specifically for Busta. He wouldn't say the term on camera, but he made the meaning clear. And then he pointed to something you can actually go look up yourself. There are videos of Busta Rhymes getting visibly furious at women just for being present in his section. One clip shows a woman touching him once, and he throws a drink on her. Another situation involved a woman buying bottles of champagne, and instead of appreciation, the response was anger. We don't want these bottle rats in our section. That was the energy. That was the reaction. And once you hear what the bodyguard described, that reaction starts to look a lot less like a personality quirk and a lot more like something else entirely. The bodyguard says Busta specifically paid club promoters to build private VIP sections stocked with young men. Not a general money gets you in situation. A specific hand-selected group, curated on purpose. He describes one moment where a young man got physically dragged behind the ropes into that closed-off area.
And according to this bodyguard, that wasn't a one-time slip. He says it was a pattern, the same move, the same setup, repeated over and over.
A man willing to put his name and face on camera describing that same sequence more than once. That's what separates a rumor from something that actually demands a closer look. Then the story shifts to someone who was even younger when this allegedly started for him. Jaguar claims Soulja Boy went through a damaging initiation when he first entered the rap industry. Barely a teenager, barely old enough to grasp what was unfolding around him. In archived footage, 50 Cent actually spoke about Soulja Boy directly, saying, "Up your kid 50 Cent and with Soulja Boy, he's sharpening them up right now. Feels good. You know what I mean? My man is the hottest thing on the street right now. You see him learn to dance on Rap City. If you ain't see it, you better go check it out." Jaguar ties 50 Cent to this chapter, pointing to his position as an early mentor during Soulja Boy's rise. Now, none of this has been proven in the courtroom, but Jaguar points to years of erratic public behavior from Soulja Boy as a possible signal that something heavier happened behind closed doors during those early years. Think about what that situation actually looked like. A teenager signs his first deal with nobody in his corner truly watching out for him. That makes him an easy target for older, more powerful people who already hold every card in the room. That same setup keeps showing up. Power stacked on one side, vulnerability sitting on the other, and it comes back harder in the next part of this story. This time, there's an actual leaked recording attached to it. Jaguar accuses Will and Jada Smith of hosting private gatherings connected to young artists, including Meek Mill and a man named Brashear Gray. She says witnesses reported people leaving the property fast after certain lines got crossed. Not calmly walking out, rushing out, like something had gone seriously wrong. Here's what moves this past idle gossip. Meek Mill's name later surfaced in real civil lawsuits filed against Diddy. That's a documented court record sitting in a public file, not just a rumor bouncing around online. Then a leaked audio clip hit the internet, and it changed the temperature of this entire conversation. Two voices on that leaked recording have been identified by investigators and fans alike as Diddy and Meek Mill. And the conversation sounds nothing like a business call. This wasn't a rumor circulating online. People could actually press play and hear it for themselves. Once money started moving in strange ways around those same names, the next person on this list became almost impossible to ignore. Back in 2021, YK Osiris got dropped from his label. He was selling cars just to cover his bills. Then, out of nowhere, he's on an all-expenses-paid trip to Jamaica with Diddy. Nobody who's been following this story called that a coincidence. He posted a photo from a private massage session on that trip, with a caption referencing Diddy directly. And not long after he got home, his baby's mother went public and said she'd ended their relationship after catching him with another man. Now put that whole sequence together yourself. A broke artist, a luxury trip bankrolled by one of the most powerful names in the music industry, and a very public confession from someone close to him the moment he returned. That's not a theory. That's a timeline you can trace with your own two eyes. By this point, most people watching are asking the same thing. How did any of this stay buried for as long as it did? Leaked emails connected to Kim Porter's manuscript claim that Diddy passed a serious infection to Usher during the years Usher spent as a teenage mentee under his wing. That lines up directly with a real 2017 lawsuit, where Usher was sued for allegedly failing to disclose an STD diagnosis to a partner before becoming intimate. Flight records tied to this case also show overlap between guests at Diddy's parties and individuals connected to Jeffrey Epstein's network. Sit with that for a second. That's not one isolated scandal anymore. That's two of the biggest controversies in recent memory starting to intersect. For years, NDAs and the very real threat of industry blacklisting kept this entire story locked in the dark. It took people willing to risk everything by speaking out, and court documents finally getting unsealed to bring any of it into the light. So here's the question worth sitting with. Do you actually think the full, unedited party list ever sees the inside of a courtroom? If you want to stay ahead of every new development as this story continues to unfold, subscribe to Backstage Culture. This is just the beginning. See you in the next one.